Kay Tyler, and I'm back for the second part, like post Father's Day holiday and celebration. I had so much food for them that I wasn't able to put it all out yesterday because it was late and I was so exhausted, and I'm exhausted today. I'm actually getting up just now, getting started. I just put some of the pictures out. Oh my gosh, you know what? I fasted all day and detox, so I am ready for this meal. Yummy, yummy, yummy. I know you like to look at it. You like it as much as I do, so I'm going to share it with you. And I just lit up the altar a couple of hours ago. Yeah, I kind of got started late, so I was dealing with a really bad headache and just really exhausted. So I'm sharing it with you now, and I'm showing you some of the food we're eating. Isn't that gorgeous? I freshened the flowers and watered them. They're so gorgeous. Such a gorgeous altar for a gorgeous, beautiful man. And I'm including because two people, I have special guests, they want to come in. So it's my daddy, Jackie Wilson. Hey, Gina. See, hi, beautiful. Hi, everybody. Click like, subscribe, and share. And someone put my cash up in here. I can't do it and try to do this at the same time. So it's Jackie Wilson. It's King Nipsey Hussle. It's King Von. And it is Young Dolph. Young Dolph wanted to come in today and hang out and have dinner with us, have some ultra food with us. And it's just a lot of love energy, a lot of intense love energy. Let me show you some of their food. Some good cornbread. I put pure Manuka honey on it and butter and let it melt. We have roast. I, I, I broke that open because I wanted you to see the flakiness and tenderness of the bread. I love yellow cornbread. A mac and cheese and greens. Roast, just like three thick slices. It's so good. And I put like I like the A1 steak sauce with the jalapenos. And it's so good. So delicious. And I got my food too, guys. A little, let me see, pull out some so you can see it. So good. But I got pictures in the forum. Okay, yeah. With the bread by candlelight. Dinner by candlelight. And if he wanted it, so he wanted the beef. So I was like, okay, that's what you want. Let me go ahead and get myself together and put it out for you and share it. Oh, wow. I guess that's a good sign. You see that, huh? Yeah, it's beautiful. And it's delicious, too. I'm going to try not to eat so much because I really crammed last night. Oh, wow. See that? It's two orbs right there. Oh, wow. Absolutely gorgeous. Oh, they're starting to move. Oh, wow. Oh, energy so intense already. And I just lit them. So what I'm going to do is just sit and eat a little bit with you because I'm starving. I just wanted to share a little bit with you because I got a lot more work to do. Mmm. Oh, my. Mmm. Oh, my. Oh, see those candles for me. Mmm. You all had a good day? All right. Even if you spent time by yourself, it's so important, you know? Take some time out for yourself. Mmm. Mmm. Oh, my. I'm using my mashed potatoes with gravy. I'm not going to dig into a lot of mac and cheese today. I want some mashed potatoes. Mmm. 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 Got a lot of hot pepper and stuff in it. I like hot pepper. It clears my head, clears my sinuses and stuff. It's very important to have me time, self-care time. And, I had to learn that the hard way because I was always giving. I'm not taught that I was worthy of love and to receive and take time to love me. So it's very important that you do that. Even if nobody tells you that, they're no good that they constantly take and don't teach you how to give back to yourself. Mm. And set boundaries. Mm. I don't know if anybody's talking to me, but if you do, hello, I love you. Because I can't see any words on the screen. I just see the altar. So good. Mm. Thank you, everybody, for loving me, supporting me, and donating. I'm going to get a little rest and come back in a few days and finish up some info that I need to deliver and see what else is going on with the trial, the Eric Holder Nipsey Hussle trial. This is so good. I still can't see anybody, you guys, so I'm not ignoring you. If you're asking me something, I can't see your comments. It's just the screen. I got the phone in one hand and a spoon, and my other hand eat my potatoes. I don't know if I can mash something to see your words. I don't know how to see your words. Oh, okay. I see you. Hi, babies. Hey, Big Mar. Hey, Gina. Hi, Geraldine. Please forgive me if I messed your name up. Geraldine Bell? That's new. I hadn't seen it before. Okay. Yeah, because now it just went out again. I just see a couple of people. So I don't know if that's all here. A couple of people. So good. It's my first. I'm sorry for smacking, but it's my first time eating today. um, I just love spicy, beautiful food. It is because I like my potatoes. I like everything really spicy and creamy and buttery and fluffy. You know, I don't eat diet food. I love real food, real milk, real eggs, real cheese, real gravies. You can see real cornbread. That's Mexican cornbread. Says peppers and onions. I make one to put cheese in it. And I don't eat it every day. Then I can't eat like that every day. Or I can eat small amounts of it. But I don't eat diet food. I hate diet food. It tastes disgusting and fat-free and low-salt food. Ugh. I like salt and pepper and butter and cheese and garlic. All the stuff some people claim is not good for you. I love it. That's so beautiful. You see that? I'm feeling better now. I got some on my stomach. Okay. No filter. I love soul food. I always will. And there's some soul food I don't eat. Like I don't eat pork anymore. I don't eat pork chops. I don't eat pig feet. I don't eat that. If I'm going to cook something with meat, I love smoked turkey or chicken. But I love anything spicy. Mexican, Indian, Mediterranean, Greek, cheeses. No apologies. I'm loving real food and spicy food. And I'm in love with Eritrean Ethiopian because it's got that same spiciness and peppers and that soul to it. Okay, I love smoked turkey wings. So I hadn't had it in a while with gravy and rice or potato. I love potatoes and onions, but I like the fried kind better and mashed potatoes. You know, eat some mashed potatoes. Mm. A little bit of mayonnaise on the side. I love the flavor of mayonnaise, and then that way too, I get some eggs and some oil in there. I don't know why I'm not fat with the kind of the kind of food I eat, but I know it's good for your hair, teeth, bones, skin. Those natural oils and egg yolks and butters, real butters. Mm, 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 mm. It's so pretty, so gorgeous. If you want me to light a candle for you and put on the altar, let me know. Email me and tell me what you want the purpose for, and I'll put your prayer candle up there with the rest of them. It burns so fast. There's so much intensity and energy. I absolutely love it. I love the brightness. I love the color. I love the intensity. Actually, when I woke up with such a bad headache, I don't know if I slept wrong. My head was like not on the pillow correctly or on my towel. When I came downstairs and I lit the candle and I started praying, I instantly started to feel better. My headache started to subside. I love the spirits. I love the ancestors. Oh, speaking of that, you all see it when I just mentioned a couple of days ago about DC and crime and problems in DC, like the capital part of DC, because I know there's two parts of DC. You see today, I saw on the news there was shooting over the weekend in DC, Washington DC. They said the capital. Something happened up there, and I think it was they were celebrating Juneteenth, and some people got shot up there. You're gonna see them running in the street. There's so many people. I said, damn, I just said this a couple of days ago. I saw that area in DC. That's one of the areas I named. Hi, El Murray. Mm. I might have my little dessert in a minute, like I did last night with some. I want some ice cream. I want a whipped cream this time. I want some ice cream. I love ice cream. I love butter pecan, and I love vanilla bean. My grandma used to make it. I gotta start back looking at it. It was terrible. You see Pig Mar? Yes, it was terrible, and it blew my mind because I just said I named that as one of the states. No, I never said I was going to do a Hellcat Friday every Friday. Somebody just called it Hellcat. I mean, that's every day. Because if somebody asks me to do a love spell for them, and it's not Friday, I'm not going to wait till Friday to do it. So, no. I can't. I don't like to set days. Because I might not be feeling well or doing something else. Like I'm eating now to get some energy because I got to get up here and people already paid me for private reading. So, I never know how my schedule is going to be. But Hellcat Friday is every goddamn day. Monday through Friday, I'm on that Hellcat shit. Oh, it's so beautiful. Look at the beams coming from there. Absolutely amazing. Oh, wow. Absolutely gorgeous. You see that? You see what I'm seeing? And it's two of them. One coming from the man, one coming from the woman. Absolutely. Oh, wow. It looks like they're kissing. You see that? You see how the candles going back and forth and it's two beams coming out and they look purple, blue and purple, and gold with gold beams shooting out of them, and they're moving like they're going, oh wow, like they're moving, going in and out on each other. Let's see if you can see. They're separated, but then it's like two separate candles right now, but then they are moving in. They're going to like, oh wow, this is so gorgeous. It's shooting in New York too. I know, honey, I saw it. I'm telling you, those things are not a coincidence. Oh, wow, look at that. They're scheduled and programmed to be that way on purpose. Like I had told y'all the other day. I know. It's so beautiful and it feels so good over here. Energy is so intense. Hi, baby. Hi, Ermias. Joseph. Ashkadam. I love you so much. I love you. Yes, I do. And we're still right here with you, riding for you. And we're going to continue to do it as long as you want us to. Hi, Miss Cynthia. Hey, Star Child. Hey, El Murray. Hey, everybody. If I didn't say anything, it's not because I'm deliberately ignoring. I'm trying to eat. I just wanted to show you what the menu was from yesterday because I couldn't put everything out. And so I'm eating some of that food and having it up on the altar to share with you. And I'll show it again. For y'all that come in late. Recipe. Mac and cheese. And I cut the bread. I just broke it open so you can see the texture of it. It's absolutely delicious. And fluffy. There's some muffin and then there's some muffin and Mexican cornbread. Yeah. I'm just projecting a lot of love. A lot of love to them. Oh, wow. Hi. Hi, beautiful souls. How beautiful kings. Thank you for coming to spend time with me and in my sacred space and honoring the altar that I made for you. Oh, wow. You see that? It's so gorgeous. It's so beautiful, just like you all. Yeah, it is. Yes. Hmm. Hey, Miss Cynthia. Oh, wow. Just got on its own rays, its own glow. I feel better now. I got something in my stomach. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Hmm. The glow is going up really high. And they keep moving in and out. The top of the head part's going down. It's so gorgeous. And they keep moving to each other like they're kissing. Aww. Hi, Tremel Woods. Thank you. I love you too. Thank you. Everybody love me and support me. If I can, get a little rest. Come back. So we can talk a little bit since y'all liked to talk last night. And like for me to talk to you. You can see me talking to you by candlelight. Hi, DeAndre Wright. I love you too. I didn't. Said I wonder what would happen if you played his music. You know what? I gotta get a CD player or something and play it. Or you want me to see how it responds when I play it at the altar? I've never done. Well, you know what? I do it when I'm here and I'm not on the phone and I turn like YouTube on. But you mean you want um me to play it while we're playing his burning his candles? I know Lenny Ocean views. So, okay, so I wanted to bring up it's fresh in my head. I don't know anything about that, and anybody in high school. Yeah, I'm too tied up. I can't. People can't just throw. Um, mm-mm, can't just throw. You have to give a donation, and I can't even promise that this time. I'm very busy, so I can't. When people just throw, do this, do that. What about this person, that person? Yeah, it's other psychics that do that are really quick like that. You got to ask one of them because that's just not me. I don't have the energy for it, and I don't have the time for it. With somebody just throwing, I have so much going on in my life, and so many other readings going on. I no. I can't just jump and tell you something about every case you ask me about. I'm not built like that. You got to go to the psychics that can just do that. You throw questions at them and they just that ain't me. A lot of his music. What I'm trying to understand what Big Mar was saying. That's what I mean. Yeah, I got to get something, baby, to or get another phone or something and play it because I want to know too. His slow song. If you were mine, I love that. If you were mine, yeah. Look at them. Look how they're going in and out like they're kissing slow. Oh my gosh. It's so beautiful. And like their heads are rocking back and forth. Oh wow. Like the one keeps moving towards the other. Yeah, I never heard of that. Brothers and Kendrick Brothers in high school. Yeah, I don't know anything about it. Oh wow, you see that beam above the candles? Close. Oh, I love close. See, I didn't know he was so mature. You know, he would deal with the real old school singers and put that flavor in his music. Nipsey would. Mmm. Oh my God, it's so delicious. Thank you, Mrs. Matthews. Got on here eating. This is my first time I eating it. I went to eat at the altar with them because Nipsey wanted me to put his other food out. So I put out for him, my dad. Hey, Bobby. Hey, beautiful man. Yeah, I put it out. I'll show it again for y'all just coming in. See, see it. I want to eat that cornbread so bad because I put it where like you could see the texture of it. Soft, fluffy flakiness of that yellow cornbread mixed with some cornmeal. I love it because it gives it that texture and that crunchiness with some milk and eggs and the beautiful brown crust, the mac and cheese, greens, and the roast beef. I know, you know what? A lot of times I feed them and I don't eat because I be trying to, I can't eat every day, eat that. I be big as hell. So, I leave most of it up there for them. Mm. Dude, I can't stop listening. I know, I love his music too, Big Mar. And I realize now he's such a good person. He's such a beautiful soul and so intense. You know what? Let me tell you one thing. And then I'm going to go and come back later. Um, I was listening, I was doing his reading and talking to him the other day. And I learned something about when people physically die and you think they're dead and you talk they're dead and they're not from him, Nipsey. He has now those candles, those flowers around this candle look totally different because that one in the candle you tell me it looks yellow. It almost looks like a two-tone yellow. Like they look yellow, but they're pink to me. So you tell me if it looks like that to you. Like back like here. Okay, now it looks pink. You see what I'm saying? But when I take it out, it looks kind of like an orangey yellow. And you see like the petals, isn't that gorgeous? They're pink. They're really pink. Beautiful light and dark pink. See that? Pink petals. But then when I pull out, does it look orangey or is it just my eyes? I'm seeing on this side, but the candle's still saying red. This is what I learned from him, and I know this happens to a lot of people. Many times when you have ancestors that came here before you, yeah, you see what I'm saying? It looks orange. Say, yes, we're dealing with that pussy and dick energy because it's for lovers. This is for my clients for lovers. A couple that loves each other and we want to keep it that way. Um, you have ancestors that have come here before you and probably like 16, 17, 8, or even before the 1600s, 1500s. And they had things to accomplish but were blocked by their enemies, even blocked by their own family members and ancestors. The ones that are very strong, they'll reincarnate and come back. But they'll come back through another person that has a body in the family because they already know what your genetic material is going to be made of and your DNA, your personality. So it could be all males, it could be all females, it could be males and females. Nipsey had a lot of powerful females. Nipsey's on one side, but then the original one comes in the soul of Arius, Joseph Ashkadam. But then he has other sides, and then they gave him a Nipsey. They gave him a nickname, Nipsey Hussle, like Nipsey Russell. Then that one will take on other personalities that it needs to survive in the neighborhood that he was in and then the culture in California. So the other higher ideas and ideals that he had and the honor and the integrity to buy back the block, to build up the community, to have a love for his people, a love for himself. And one of the modes was to get into the gang to get the protection and security, and then to be able to move like he wanted to move, which was you think it's you wanting to do this and do that consciously. But many times it's a subconscious reckoning and a subconscious transmission from the electromagnetic field of the quantum mind of the blood and the quantum mind of the cell, which is connected to astrology, numerology, and you're dealing with, like, what I was going to say, yeah, astronomy, astrology, and numerology. Yes, those three, and the spirituality. And you said my ancestors are Bays and L's. Yeah, and a lot of us are Bays and L's and don't know, and Asian and so-called Latin and don't know that you're indigenous and Native American and are indigenous and you don't know you have the rights to this land. You didn't come on over on a ship because they don't want you to know. And many times the families don't know. And the ones that do know think the so-called Indian is scattered here and there, or maybe in certain clusters of a particular bloodline on your mother or your father's side. And you'll know who's different, who's considered a black sheep, who goes against the grain, who's not liked, who they try to kill and laugh and talk about and put down and say they're crazy. That's usually the one that's carrying a lot of souls in bottles of the cell and of the spirit coming up and trying to come out. And then society and the family will kick them down, stomp them, and try to suppress them. So when this happened to him this time, and people thought I was crazy, like the first few days, the first few weeks he was here, when he came into my house in 2019, and I saw some of them. And one of them was a tall man like Nipsey, very, very charming, very charismatic, and he looked like he could have been an athlete. So I wondered, did he have any athletes in his family he didn't know about? He played basketball. And women were all over him like they were all over Nipsey. Hey, Lady L speaks. I love it. Thank you, baby. And this man said he was killed before, and there were several groups of ancestors, some from Eritrea, some from here in Ethiopia. And they said they had traveled around the United States. They lived in the United States. It was really like they had ownership of it before the Europeans came in and took that ownership and that power from them. And they were trying to reestablish it and regenerate and regurgitate the old science, the knowledge for these people of color to resurrect and take their place and take their land. But there are powers that be that know your knowledge and your history and your blood and have a list of your ancestors' a name. Like they wrote down a list of slaves and where they came from. So they'll know that, and they're like, we got to stop this motherfucker right here. We got to seek the police on this one. We got to put them on their watch list. We got to deal with J. Edgar Hoover, the fear of the Black Messiah. And we're going to take them down. We're going to follow them around. Yep, Bobby, the resurrection is. And the ones that are not strong will be physically assassinated, murdered, set up, and incarcerated. And yeah, but a lot won't make it because they're not a part of that clan. And they're sellouts and will sell you out, have sold their own peoples out. So when he's pushing and doing this, and when you see somebody so stubborn, so determined, they won't let it go, you think it's just that one person and we got rid of that physical person. And that's not the way it works, especially not with him. There's such a rage and there's such an anger within him. And there's a rage and there's a war brewing in the ancestors that are in his blood and in his aura and around him. He might not have known that, but he started to know when they got rid of him. It's like we got everything we wanted. We got these so-called black people that's partnered with him. He got in contract with him. It's time to kill him now because this is too much of a problem. And we don't want to deal with him in the future because we know he's going to impede the progress with this real estate, with this property. I'm telling you, that property is worth billions. And especially when it's a whole conglomerate, groups of people and banks and different currencies, people from different countries and currencies that are in that block, buying back the block. But with their buying back the block, The way it's always been is murdering your ass and let the blood run to buy back the fucking block. And you got black people that help them do that shit. And you know, I've always, people that follow me have seen my very first reading. I've said that from day one. That's what a lot of this was about, and dividing his assets and swallowing them, taking somebody's shit. And that's what the people in the music industry do. All these black people they look up to and they praise, and supposed to be producers and managers and artists that now take on other artists and sign them. People would do anything or cut their left arm off or take their right eye to get deals with these people. And these people are taught to fucking take your shit. Act like they're gonna merge with you. They don't ask you for your shit. They pretend to like you and want to help you, get you signed contract, stab your fucking ass or shoot your fucking ass and take your goddamn shit. As I told you, it almost happened to me several times and I couldn't do the shit. That's what they did to him. And his ancestors that reincarnated through him and reincarnated through others are pissed. There's going to be a lot of problems with this. I already don't expect complete justice the way it's supposed to be, because to me, if it was justice, he'd be giving back his body and giving back his life. So there can never be divine reciprocity and equilibrium of justice on this thing. But there'll be different levels of justice for people and their families and their bloodline that were involved in killing this man, physically killing this man. It's going to go into their lives. Thank you. Organic herbal verbal tea. Please forgive me if I messed it up. It's not my intention. Whether you like it or not, they can try to do protection all they want to. They're going to have to pay for this, because you can kill a whole bunch of people and they say that happens out there every day, but clearly not to someone like him, because you can tell me it's different to me. So maybe you've seen, yeah, big old wizard, and it's going to come down through families and children. The same way they killed him and left his children here is something going to happen to them, or jump to their children when they least expect and when they're happy having what they want. Once you did that to this man, because his ancestors with him want justice and are very angry if this was done. I know I like Hotel Suite. And, that's what I learned from him. Like they said, this happens out in California every day, but you don't see all of the people that are murdered and the men that are gangbangers or in hip hop get up like Nipsey has and talks. Thank you, baby. Sky and Centel's Crips. I'm going to come back. Sky and Centel's Crips. I just wanted to just show them the altar and show them the food. And because I was feeling so sick today, doing my head. I'll probably come back in a little while because I just wanted to show them and eat a little bit with them. Hi, Yolanda. And they don't get up. You know who just popped in my head? It might not mean anything. Slim 400 just popped in my head when I was talking about them telling and wanting justice. So that's clear what happened to him was unjust. He definitely feels like it's unjust. Thank you, the Love Doctor. Thank you. I love you too, Love Doctor. He said there's a major oil drilling. Wait a minute. Up off La Brea and Shocker near Nipsey's property. What, baby? I love you, Renee Bay. Renee Bay says there's a major oil drilling up in the hill off La Brea and Stocker near Nipsey's property. Do y'all remember? Well, the people that watch me when I started doing the first few readings, I said, or did I say in the first reading, baby? I have to go back and look. Yes, Slim, the one was with YG, and I'm not sure if you ever worked with Nipsey. Yes, the rapper, Slim 400. And he's pissed too. And I hear him saying, I have a whole bunch to tell. Boy, do I have a list of shit to tell y'all motherfuckers. Y'all looking up to these people that suck dick and all these people in these gang bangs that y'all think are so good and so strong and so powerful. Oh, I just heard him saying it. I don't know how he really talks. I have to go listen. The Grant, thank you. I said that, and people started saying I was a liar. I was crazy. He wasn't here talking to me. He told me it was on that property. I could see it. And when I talked to, he brought Queen Khalifa in here. And then people started to let me know, and Kev Gills from Coffee and Kush did research on it to prove that I was not lying. Thank you, Bobby. That's right, baby. They done gave me some more receipts when All these people were laughing at me and saying I was crazy. That means so much to me. You said you mentioned digging in that area. Yeah, I mentioned the very first time when he was physically murdered. He came in here and I started doing the readings the same day. Thank you, Teka Zahn. Please forgive me if I messed it up. I ain't have enough time to just fade it out for me to see it correctly. Please forgive me. And I said, he told me that. And I saw the gods that were over that area, black gods that had made deals with white gods and ones from Pleiades. And it was all a mixed up trick to throw people off to dominate the planet. They only have a certain amount of years to dominate the planet. And some of the black Moors sold us out as well. You said, I got to LA 75. They were drilling then. Whoa. Thank you, Renee. Yes. And to say that, and I was in an area and people wanted to laugh at me and say I was lying. I'm sure people in LA knew I wasn't lying when they were laughing at me. It's clearly a group of people didn't want me listened to. And two, I'm so far away. I remember first time Missy came here, he said, good morning, Alexis. I said, you know me? He said, yes, I know you. I said, I know you too. And I said, I want you to do this one reading and I'm not going to come back. I just want the one. I'm going to go. I'm not going to come back. I said, okay, I would love to do that. And he's telling me that this is going on. And one thing I said, ooh, baby, you are so far away from home with all them witches and all them psychics out in LA. They're like a dime a dozen out there. And they're all looking for you right now. Everybody's reading you worldwide. Why you come down here? You are so far away from home, baby, in the dirty South. Why you come to the dirty South, a whole nother coast, to talk to me? Hey, Loco Tarot, locked Tarot Empress. I said, you have come so far away from home to the dirty South to get a reading from me. Yeah, Ben L. And he told me he knew who I was. He watched my show, liked my show. I said, I knew you were. I liked you too. And we started talking. I said, why you bypass all them to come to the dirty South? And he just looked. And then I started finding out later, as you know, that from the things he told me, the corruption and the lies, I see why he knew he couldn't trust anybody. They weren't going to tell what I tell. They were going to try to cover that shit up. He knew that Vagina Power, Alexis K. Tyler Vagina Power, was going to keep it raw and wiggling in this motherfucking bitch down here in the dirty South when he came out here and turned me out and turned this into the motherfucking spiritual psychic medium trap house, goddammit. He know that shit, that I was going to be real with that shit from day one, goddammit, and get his ass some of this motherfucking dirty South goddamn soul food. He acted funny at first like he didn't want to goddamn eat. But then a few months went by, he told me, I want some steamed cabbage with some southern seasoning. I want some yellow cornbread. I want some macaroni and cheese. And somebody was like, he said, I want some collard greens. You lying. He ain't asked you for that. He don't eat that. And somebody said, Alexis, look, gave me the picture. And there's a video where he's sitting down with another guy over a plate of what? Yellow cornbread, collard greens, and collard greens and mac and cheese. And thank you, Lagreen. Yeah, they showed me when people said I was lying. He didn't say that to you. He ain't down there, bitch. And you can see it. And something else. And it's a picture of him and his mom and his beautiful baby, the girl, beautiful Imani. And there's a big pot. It looks like gumbo or something. Oh, big old pot of it. And sweet potato pie, which you would ask me for the sweet potato pie. They're like, he didn't ask you for that. I'm like, okay. And then they show me a picture. They're like, Alexis, here's another confirmation. The sweet potato pie right there. Excuse me. I don't know if I can see something else. Hey, T28 Toll, unapologetically speaking. Hi. Thank you, El Murray. I'm glad you're hungry. That's a good sign if my food makes you hungry. I love that. And I said, that's him. I heard him. He did ask me for that. He wanted me to cook it for him. And I did. And I see that. And see, even if he was a vegetarian, when you physically die, just like when he did, many times you go back to what you grew up on and what you're used to. That with somebody that cooked that you love. Because it doesn't matter that you're not in the physical. You need a certain type of energy. And you need a lot of energy to survive when you're not in a physical body. So I noticed that yes, thank you, Big Mario. He took Queen Drip, Supreme Drip, that great Southern soul food cooking. And his grandma. He wanted clearly to find someone that's similar to his grandmother and that energy and that soul mind that could also tap into him and see him, because that's that comfort food, that's that love of food. And then I started to find out that's how he was raised with his grandmother and that type of cooking, that southern cooking and that Louisiana style cooking, and his mom cooking like that. So that's comfortable. Many times they'll go back to what you say they don't want or what they say they didn't want. And I'm like, he never asked for pork or anything, but I don't really eat that anyway. But or nobody asks for it. They ask for it. Usually people that are here don't ask for pork. That want to stay here. My father, King Von, Young Dolph, Nipsey never asked for that. They usually have the same kind of flow of what they like, and they're flexible with what they like, and so I can mix match whatever I cook for them. But I noticed that he wanted food that had a lot of soul, a lot of southern flavor, a lot of southern spice, a lot of energy. He did not ask me for a salad or a fucking milkshake. It's like I'm torn. My energy field is leaking. I need something to help put me back together. So we were working on chakras and energy work, and I learned a lot about that. That I have to have time to sit and write and share and teach the classes on that. Um, but that's what he asked me for, a lot of soul food, and he wanted it from somebody that had a soul, a deep, intense soul, to help him be able to survive long enough to tell me what happens. I could tell you. Because he was like, I want you to tell everybody. He said, you know what? I've held all their secrets. I held the 60 secrets. I know all these things. I know where the bodies are buried, and I even participated in laying niggas down. I admit that. I got some bodies on me. I said, baby, I understand. That's like a military soldier. It's the price of war. And he's like, now I don't give a fuck because they killed me. They physically murdered me. They're not loyal to me. Now I have no reason to be loyal, and I'm going to tell every fucking thing. And I want you to tell the world why I was shot, why I was damaged. I wanted you to tell everybody what they did to me. Yes, isn't it herbal verbal tea? It's a peaceful, but it's a strong, intense feeling. I feel him here. And he said, tell, you can tell, yeah, because you see the energy on that camera, the color was looking like, whatever make you do is amazing. Love you. I love you too. From ATL to Slauson. That's right. Okay. I'm so glad that he included the Dirty South in this experience. I'm so honored to do his readings. He's such a beautiful, powerful, intelligent, very deep, very spiritual man. No, you know what? I can't tell you if it's a good idea to be cremated or not. It's not my decision, baby. You have to listen to yourself and your spirit guides if that's what they're telling you to do, and research that and go within yourself and speak to your ancestors to make that decision. Because I kind of feel the same. I don't want them digging around in my body either, cutting shit out and taking shit out and making Lucky Charms out of pieces of my goddamn ass. Because what I do know, people that are very spiritual and very gifted, they keep them or parts and clone them and reuse them and their cells, because they know something magical about them and regenerative about their cells. And sometimes it depends. If you're murdered, you can't control that. If you're murdered, they're going to do an autopsy by law in most states to see what killed you. Even if you got shot and they know you got shot, which bullet killed you and where and when and the how and the who and the what. You can't control them cutting and taking pieces up and out, but I just don't want that. You're right. So if your family, what I have seen when I used to be in a funeral home, even if somebody's getting cremated, they will still embalm the person if the family wants to say goodbye to the person. So they will have a repast or a wake where you get to see them and tell them goodbye physically and have a closure. Hey, say some. Hey, Drip, I've been hearing rumors that cremation reincarnates. I don't know. Look, I can't address what other people told you and the way that they told it to you because I don't know. The only thing I can address is the way my teachers, my spiritual teachers speak to me, or somebody's been cremated and what happens to them, the way they give it to me. That's why I said, knowing what they told me about the light, I would never tell anybody to go to the light. And people trying to tell me Nipsey needs to go to the light, I would never tell him to go to the light. He doesn't want to go into the light because I know light is bondage and reincarnation real quick in a false matrix system. That's the Truman Show. But they tell you it's not. I would never go into that particular one. If they're telling you to go into that particular one, you already know you're going to get fucked up and enslaved. Because if you didn't get enslaved and tricked, they would already tell you what I know and what a lot of people know that I didn't know. And I was taught that same bullshit. And you wouldn't be living like you're living, where you're the bottom, you're the slave, you get killed, your people get killed and oppressed. As the whole run nothing and have no power in the world. But you go to the light and you believe Jesus is going to save you. See, so I don't get into what other people say about those things because I don't know what they know. So I can't speak on what they know. And a lot of it, I don't agree with what they know because I look at the result of it. I don't know the way they teach it to me. Okay. And I have to get into that another day. I'm not going to get into it right now about what cremation is to me and what they tell me. But every soul and every person you think is a black person is not a black person and should not be treated the same way in life, and their body should not be washed down and treated the same way in death. Yeah, because the dark is who we are. The light, the dark, Lucifer, Satan, this thing they tell you so bad is really a part of you. And it is you, and it's not all bad. You have light and dark parts of it, and it's not going to destroy you if you walk into that darkness, because that darkness is actually where everything exists and where there's light and where all the beings are that make you who you are in the old self. But that's, I'm not going to get into teaching all that for free, and no donations and no love you show me. Okay. No, baby, say something. I'm not telling you to run away from it. If you want to run to it, you can do whatever you want. I don't try to tell people to do what I say. I'm just saying from what I'm learning now with Nipsey and other beings that are teaching me, I wouldn't run to the light. Because if you look at it and they're teaching your family to go to this light to have this peace, then why are your ancestors not at peace, and why they don't know who they are and what they are, and why they're not teaching you to have the power to levitate your physical body, meditate and elevate? Some of our ancestors were so deep in the 1700s, 1800s, 30s, 20s, 30s, and 40s, 1920s, 30s, 40s. It was some people that had elevated and were higher extraterrestrial beings, still so close, and they had the extraterrestrials walking in them that they would get arrested. And if the white people arrest them, then maybe an hour or so later, you see their ass walking on the sidewalk, singing and whistling and playing their goddamn guitar. And nobody unlocked the door of the physical metal gate to let them out of the jail cell. Because they were truly in their power, and they weren't going to no light, and then has to go to the light because you are the light. And they came down here through the extraterrestrials already knowing who they are and very close to it. But they don't want you to know that and to see that. And you can still do it. Everybody in your family probably can't because they don't have the same electromagnetic field and the charged DNA. But some of you do. And it's time for you to start meditating and developing and setting up your altars, even the days you don't feel like it. Like I said, my head was hurting and I climbed my ass downstairs and sat here. Oh, it's popping. I don't know if you can hear that popping when I said that. And even when I'm not feeling well, I had to learn it from Nipsey to be consistent and to always study and want to know and become the best you can be, and see if you're one of those elevated extraterrestrial beings. Because the extraterrestrial beings you're looking for are going to come out of the sky. They're tricking you with a hologram. Are you, and inside of you, and they're walking the earth, they're coming up out of the water. Didn't I tell you? Nipsey told me. And then Dr. Sebi joined in to say that the waters were going to recede and the dead was going to rise again and come up out the water. So that's similar to what they were talking about in the Bible. The dead will rise and walk the earth, but they were supposed to be when this Jesus comes back. Many of you are the Jesus. You are the Christ. And if they know that about you, you will get hung from a tree and lynched and crucified. Why? Because they're trying to kill the Christ within you, because they know that's what you are, or sent to prison or lynched and assassinated with your personality, your integrity, and reputation, because they know more about what you are. You said they've been finding so many bodies in Chicago. What, big old wizard? Oh my God. And that's, remember what they told me? That sheriff that they shot that was set up told me that. And he keeps saying, oh my God, what he's saying is so creepy when he showed me that there's several black serial killers, and they're male, in Chicago. And I wonder, are they father and son? Kind of reminds me of those DC snipers that people swore was white in military. They end up being black in military. The black father was in military. He had trained his son to be a sniper. They were randomly shooting people. I forgot what state he was in, and he ended up catching the father and the son. I'm not sure if they're still in jail or both of them are alive. There's a white group of serial killers too, similar to the one on Anthony, was it Anthony Perkins, on Silence of the Lambs. And they've been letting them do it for years. This has been going on for years with the black ones and in Chicago, and then the others from other states, and wash down the river. And some of them are stuck and can't wash down as broke up body parts underneath Detroit, Chicago, and the part of Maryland where the sheriff is from, and other parts like Baltimore. That's a straight out war zone in Baltimore. I don't know which parts of it. I have to look and see, but I keep hearing that a whole war zone, and a lot of death is coming if it hasn't come already, with sex trafficking, child sex trafficking, prostitution, drug dealing, drug sales, drug addictions, and straight out assassinations, and just murdering each other. And this is and police, different parts, different states in the United States police are going to be highly at risk and shot the fuck down in a line of duty. And then some of these police, like in Baltimore, like in Detroit, like in California, like in DC, like in Atlanta, like in NYC, like in Philly, like in Chicago, and other places I'm not mentioning, basically all of them, they're corrupt, and they have a whole squad on the low where they robbing drug dealers and selling drugs and gambling, stealing money, getting paid by drug dealers on one side, and then setting up and killing them on another side. This kind of stuff is going to come out. It needs to come out of some kind of playing the number system. I don't know how they're doing this, but they're gambling in the number system, and I'm seeing too with bets, playing the numbers and horses, running this in mob control groups of gangster terrorizing police up in those areas I mentioned, and even here. Yeah, magic mushroom check killing. Yeah, but the thing is, the oh, thank you, Lenny. Since you confirmed it. Um, this is supposed to happen. Nobody's going to be able to stop this from happening. You just have to brace yourself and prepare yourself and make sure it's not you or somebody that you love. But this is a part of a clearing and a cleansing and actually moving to a prison planet and a reset and a breaking down of everything you know the way you know it. Nobody can stop it from happening. And I don't know how long it's going to go on, but it's just like I was telling you with Tookie Williams and Schwarzenegger, the Terminator, the Rise of the Machine, and the Matrix, and locking it down with computer and controlling it with drones, and police locking down on hip hop artists and gang members, which are also tied to hip hop and music, and sending a lot of black people to jail. When I say black people, I didn't want to say black men because it's also going to be a lot of females, and these children are going to be left abandoned and then going to be scooped up and eaten, basically consumed by the system and destroyed. This is getting ready to happen now. Like I've been telling you for the past couple of years. If it's going to be a restoration, it's not going to be all these people that you think are black or of color, whatever. It's going to be zones and groups where people will be like in communes, like communal cities, bartering and trading and looking out for each other. But as a whole, and all around the city, cars, people being able to finance cars, take out loans for cars, properties, apartments. A lot of them not going to be able to do that. A lot of them not going to be able to survive or have safe and clean food or places to stay because people are going to start cannibalizing and robbing each other. So it's going to be like people clicking up and getting in communities, helping and supporting each other. Yep, tribal communities is what's going to come up. And even those are going to be fights and disagreements if you don't have the same blood and the same mind, and gurus, so-called fake gurus like Jim Jones kind of guru. Yes, just like in the virtual games. Yes, exactly. It's all by design, Kipper. Exactly. The purge. And while the rich stay on top and have their bunkers so it won't happen to them, they're going to watch people kill each other that they consider undesirable and lower IQ, and where they've held the money from is the people of color. And even what they call poor white trash. You know, I'm glad you brought up Bone Thugs because I see them resurrecting with the death row in that old period and Eazy-E around that. And there's something about them and their contract that's demonic that wasn't resolved in their contract. And one or two of them, I don't know how many of them, have mental, emotional, and health issues because it's a demon on them. And it's some type of death spirit Especially if you're coming from that era and those contracts and how Eazy-E was poisoned like that and set up, and Jerry Hellcat, and the one that's resurrecting is Snoop, who was around somebody that ass that got shot. Goddamn it, it never was him. Audrey, you have to look at the energy and the curses that were on the original contracts. Well, those that survived and the good ones was goddamn knocked off. See, that tell you something right there. Goddamn it, it's we just gonna watch it and see. I don't want to say too much. I just see some on them Bone Thug and Harmony. Something wrong with them, and it's demonic entity from when they made that agreement. See, some of these things they don't work like that. Okay, a demon goes through a contract, whether you know it or not, whether you agree with it or not. They'll hang on for years and hover around a particular person and make shit happen to them and make them do things to themselves. And then as the time go on and when they feel like it's the right opportunity, that person hasn't cleansed and risen above it, they'll kill themselves or somebody else will do it. Or circumstances will come about, accident, train, car, plane, van and shit, train. I'm going to leave that alone because that's what I've been getting it for a minute. I just kept it to myself. But, I'm going to take a break right quick. And if I can, I will come back tonight. If not, it's soon. I love you all. I'll talk to you soon.